Hello guys, welcome to my channel. Welcome to Ndama Farms. So I prepared a list of things you should consider before venturing into goat farming business. So let's dive in. So first of all, you should ask yourself, what type of goats do you want to keep at your farm? Do you want to keep goats for meat, for milk? Do you want to keep them for breeding? Or do you want to keep them as pets? So this is one of the very main things you should consider, because what happens is every breed has its own characteristics. For example, you cannot keep goats which are special for milk and expect to get high returns on meat. It doesn't work that way. So you should first know what type of goats you want to keep at your farm. Secondly, start small. Start small, because this way it will help you to grow with the challenges. Because goat farming is just like any other business, it has its challenges. But when you start small, you are able to overcome those challenges with ease. So start small. Start with a small number, and eventually you'll see the number of goats will increase in your herd. Another thing you should consider is that goats multiply twice a year. So that means the land in which you use to keep your goats, if it's in an urban location, then it will prove difficult with time, because as the number of goats increases, that means you need more grazing area, you need more food, you need water, and all the requirements. So if you have a large number of goats, then keeping them in an urban location may prove difficult with time. Another thing is medication. You should have a vet at your fingertips. A vet will be able to advise you on the best breeds to keep at your farm, depending on your desires. And also, he'll be able to advise you on the necessary vaccinations needed, the deworming dates. He'll also give you advice on when to disinfect, what type of diseases to prevent, and how to prevent them, because some are deadly. We don't want to lose goats. We always want our goats to multiply, and that's why we get the profits. That's why we get the dividends. So medication is a very important point. Another thing is we really need a good team. A good team meaning that this farming business, you cannot operate alone. You need people. You need workers. You need honest workers. You need hardworking people. You need passionate people. You need people who love goats. You need people who can advise you whenever you need them. So you really need a very strong team which can enable you to grow. And you might even ask yourself, I started this business late. When you have a good and strong team. Another thing to consider is always keep the shelter of your goats clean and dry. Always keep it very clean, as this will prevent unnecessary diseases from infecting your goats. We need healthy goats. because healthy goats are the best. That's how you get profits. That's how you get our margins. And another thing you should keep in mind, you cannot operate goat farming remotely. You cannot do it through Zoom calling or via phone every time. You cannot depend on your workers alone to tell you about the progress of your goats. Instead, you need to build bonds. You need to have a connection. You need to know your goats. You need to engage with your goats so that you are able to spot maybe a sick goat. You are able to spot a goat that does not feed like the rest. You are able to spot a goat that's behaving in a certain way that's not normal. So all these challenges, you should be able to experience them firsthand, because that way you'll be able to prevent unnecessary losses at your farm. So you need to get your hands dirty, they say. You need to be there. You need to be available. And also keep records at your farm. So whenever a kid is born, keep the records, as in date, the vaccination dates, the deworming dates. You should keep the record of the number of goats at your farm. You should keep records of the family tree of your goats, so that you know when a kid is born, it belongs to this type of female and this type of male, so that it can prevent inbreeding later on. And we'll discuss about inbreeding in my other video and how to prevent it. And last but not least, you should know that goat farming is not a quick money-making scheme. It's an investment, and you need to be patient. It needs hard work just like any other business. It needs